Alright, SoundHack. So SoundHack you will find in the audio applications folder. If you're not sure where that is, you need to go into one of your folders, go to the applications, and it'll be somewhere down here. Obviously this is where you can find a variety of other files, applications as well. So SoundHack, you will see how much junk I've got in my folder. Why is it not there? Oh, there it is. SH893 intuitively. So there it is. And SoundHack is quite an old program that was developed to do some obviously funky, largely FFT based processing. As you can see, when it opens up, not much happens. You have the SoundHack menu in the top left hand corner, and then some menu headings. What you first need to do is to open up a sound. Obviously, depending on the kind of processing you want to do, that will dictate the sound you want to open. But you can either open it from the main menu here. Well, it doesn't really matter what I open. I'll just open a classic rock beat. There you go. And then you can hear that through by pressing the spacebar. Same way. And you'll notice that you'll get, when you open up a file, you get a little window which tells you information about that file, and then your playback bar down here. So, 4 types of processing I think which are going to be particularly useful to you, or maybe possibly more. I'll start with a very simple one, which is VariSpeed, but you can see there's a variety of things in this hack menu here, which is where you need to do your, where you get your modules from. There is such as this thing called binaural filter. If you're doing stuff for headphones, you might want to try using that. Theoretically, you can place sound in headspace, if you like, if you're wearing headphones, by using binaural filter. I have to confess I haven't really used it intensively, but you can do that. The ones I'm going to show you are going to be VariSpeed, phase vocoder, mutation and convolution. So we'll start with VariSpeed, and again it comes up with a rather dull window. And you can basically, this is a transposition tool, but it's one that can transpose quite dramatically. I think most transposition tools generally won't transpose upwards or downwards by more than 1 or 2 octaves. This will do 64 to semitones, which is up or down, which is what should be however many octaves. Can't think now. It's actually really a sample rate modification tool, which is why when you don't have VariSpeed ticked, you've got a new rate here, which is 44.1, and then you can change that, and it will change the sample rate of your file, or at least make a new file with a new sample rate. I don't really know that that's particularly useful. Can be, but you can find other applications which will do much the same thing. So we'll go for the VariSpeed thing, and by showing you this, I can show you things that are there are a variety of function windows and things like that which are common to a variety of software, processing functions within SoundHack. So when you click on VariSpeed, it gives you the option to vary by pitch or vary by scale. Vary by scale allows you to change according to some kind of ratio, but that's not particularly intuitive, so we'll stick with vary with pitch, and that allows you to change pitch by semitones, which is much more musical. You click on VariSpeed function, and it comes up with a function window, and you can probably pretty much guess what this does anyway. I'll move that up to here. The idea is basically that you can draw pretty patterns into this window. It's not very responsive, unfortunately, but if you're patient, it does the job. I beg your pardon, I'm wrong. It only transposes up or down 60 semitones, so in fact it's 5 octaves. And so you can draw a wiggly line, and throughout the course of your sound, if you press done, and then process up here, and then you gives you a dialog to navigate to a particular place. We'll just bung it in pretty much the same place as I had it before, and it's pretty quick. Okay. So you can see that was transposing fairly dramatically. So nothing particularly revolutionary, but it can still be quite useful. What I find is, again, going back to the function window and just talking a little bit about the other buttons and stuff in that window. If you want to set a consistent transposition up or down, then you can click on set, and you can set all your tables entries to however many semitones up or down you want. So obviously if you want to go up, you can say, I don't know, plus 12 will give you an octave above, and if you OK that, then you can see the line move. If you click on minus, 24, that will transpose down 2 octaves. So again, if you want to, you can find this kind of thing elsewhere, so you probably won't want to bother with that. But if you wanted to transpose up or down by a significant amount, then you can try plus or minus 60, for example, and it will transpose significantly. The one great thing about this VariSpeed algorithm is that it is very high quality. You will find in other applications that it probably isn't such high quality, so it's worth investigating this one anyway, I think. I haven't actually tried it any more than 60 up or down. It might be worth experimenting with. Anyway, OK that, and you can see that, well, the line appears to have disappeared, but in fact what it's done is just, I think it's right at the bottom there. What I'll do for the minute is I'll set all table entries to 0 so that you can see it's right in the middle. You can change the value of the top or the bottom of that range, so we can go top to say 24 and then bottom to minus 24. Whoops. And by doing that, that means obviously you can be a little bit more precise about the transposition that you're applying within that space. So if you wanted to be very, very precise and only go up or down by a few cents, then you could set a range of plus or minus 1 or 2 semitones, for example. We'll leave it like that for the time being. You can do different shapes, automatic shapes. You can click on one of these buttons down here and it will give you, in that case, a sine wave. If you click on any others having clicked on that one, then it will modulate what it's got in the window already. What I mean by that is that it won't, if I click on this one here now, this square wave one, it won't give me a square wave directly. It will modulate what's already there and do something peculiar with it, so I get a set of hills instead. If I wanted to get it to kind of go back to the original so that I definitely get a square wave, I would have to reset my entries to 0, go in and click on that square wave function. So hopefully that makes sense. And again, I can do other stuff as well. This cycles business here is so that if I click on, say, 10 of those, then I can do 10 sine waves within that space. And obviously the beginning of the space represents the beginning of the sound file, the right-hand side of the space represents the end. These bits along here just modify slightly the shape that you've got in here. So reverses it, so this side here becomes this side, and that side becomes that side, and so on. Invert obviously inverts it. You can shift it, and you can shift it according to a specific value that you enter. And you can normalize so that if you have well, you know what normalize means. So if I have something that doesn't occupy the entire range and then I click normalize, it will increase to fill the space. So I think that's basically the VariSpeed function. You can imagine the kinds of results you're going to get, lots of kind of wiggly transposition, but it's worth exploring that, and now you know how the function window works. So that's that part of this tutorial, if you like, and in the next one we'll show you, I'll show you something a bit more exciting in terms of the kinds of stuff that SoundHack can do.